How's it going, guys? And welcome to a review of the Trijicon MRO red dot sight. This is the particular sight that I chose to put on the Project Lightweight Carbine. If you guys have not seen the intro video to this rifle, go ahead and check that out. There's a link in the description box down below. To give you guys an idea, the Project Lightweight Carbine came in at 5 pounds. The build came in at 5 pounds. If you guys are interested in learning about the components that we put into the rifle, like I said, hit that intro link in the description box down below. There's also, I've already done some reviews on the barrel and other components, so hit those guys up on the channel, okay? And if you do like what you see in this video, hit that like button, and don't forget, guys, to subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this in the future. Now, the MRO, okay, Trijicon, is a famous company for making high quality and robust sights and optics. Okay, and the MRO is pretty much the same in that tradition. It's a really well built red dot sight. The reason why I chose the MRO for the Project Lightweight Carbine is that I wanted a small, compact red dot that didn't weigh a ton. Now, this is not the lightest out there, okay? However, I really like the fact that it is belled out in its construction. Most other red dots are like a straight tube construction, and when you look down them, you see a tunnel effect. Okay, you can see the other end of the tube. In this particular case, because it's belled out, okay, 25 millimeters, it does not give you that tunneling effect. You don't see the end of the tunnel. I mean, if you look to the sideways, you can see it, but if you look straight down it, you have a nice open view, and it really helps aid in the sight picture. There's one thing that detracts from that sight picture, and we will get to that here in just a minute, but I'm not going to make this review just a spec review, okay? I'm going to kind of approach it in a pros and cons style fashion, kind of the things that I like and the things that I don't like about the sight. So, but yes, that non-tunnel effect for me is one of the biggest positives for this sight. Now, another thing that's really cool about it is the fact that it will run for 5 years solid, okay? This sight, since I've gotten it, has never been turned off, okay? It's been running constantly since I purchased this about 3 months ago. I run it on the 5, typically, but I've actually ran it on the 6 today because we were outside in a really bright day and I wanted a little extra brightness, but I usually run it on the 5. The camera does weird things to the dot. If you pull away a little bit, you get a little bit better idea, but it is not that big. It's only a 2 MOA dot, but the camera magnifies it, so it makes it look a little bit bigger. Now, there's really 8 different brightness settings on the reticle. You've got 1 to 5, or 1 to 6, okay? But then you have 2 night vision modes down below. These dots, okay, are offs, all right? So you can turn it to, without having to rotate the dial all the way around, you can turn it off here and you can turn it off there. But the fact that you can run on a CR2032 lithium cell for 5 years constant on is pretty dang impressive. This never turns off, okay? It just will stay on and run for 5 years. So give you guys an idea, right? One of the reasons why I bought my EOTech, my 552 a while back, which I have sold, okay? I don't own that anymore. But one of the reasons why I bought that was because it ran on regular standard AA batteries, okay? And AA batteries are super common, super easy to find. You can find them in pretty much any toy or remote control anywhere. And I wanted to be able to, if poo hits the fan, I wanted to be able to find batteries to run in my EOTech. Now, really the EOTech with a set of lithium batteries, lithium AA's, would run for like, I don't even know. I don't even know if it's 1,000 hours. Not a ton of time, okay? And so it burned through batteries relatively quickly compared to this, which will run for 5 solid years with constant on. Literally all you need is you could take this and put 2 spare batteries up inside the handle of your rifle and have enough batteries for like 15 years. I mean, that's pretty dang impressive. If you're still running a red dot 15 years into Poop Hits a Fan, then you're doing a pretty dang good job. So literally, battery life in something like this is awesome, and that's one of the things I really like about these red dot sights, is the fact that the CR2032 lithium batteries are really easy to find. You can find them at Walmart, and they store for a really long time because they're lithium, and they run for 5 years in an optic. So literally at 4 years, just change out the batteries and you're good to go. You won't have to worry about ever running out of batteries with this, and that's awesome. That's one of the biggest upsides to this sight right here. Now, the build quality of this sight is top notch, okay? It's really well done. 7075 T6 aluminum housing, very robust. It's going to hold up really well to a lot of abuse, okay? The other thing that I really like about it is that it's 30 meters waterproof, okay? So pretty much you're almost a guarantee, unless you're like a super Navy SEAL diver. I mean, 30 meters is a stinking long way down. And so that gives me a lot of confidence that in the rain, in the high humidities and high heat, this is going to hold up really well internally. It's not going to give you a problem with becoming unsealed, or having a problem with ingress of water or humidity for that matter. I also like the fact that it's a pretty compact design overall. Okay, overall length of this is very short. It's not super ungainly. It is a bit on the tall side. You can get shorter actual dots than this, but it's a pretty compact design. Not as compact as like an Aimpoint T1 or H1 micro. They're a little bit smaller, but this is definitely a nice size optic for sure. I also like the fact that it's a very simple design. Okay, it's simple. You just have one rotating control on the top. You have exposed turrets, which give you access very quickly to adjustments. It's like, again, I don't see it being an issue with those turrets being exposed. The actual adjustments are very positive in their clicks. I don't see them being an issue with it changing position on you inadvertently, but I do like how it's very simple. There's no crazy modes or anything like that. It's just a dot. It's on or off. Pretty much that's it. And I like that. I like the fact that it's that simple, especially on a rifle like this, which is for me a defensive home defense carbine, a fighting carbine. You know, it's something that this is like a go to war type gun. This is the kind of optic that I want on it. All right, now it's a 2 MOA dot, okay, and that's pretty standard, right? A 2 MOA dot is a pretty standard size dot. It gives you, for those of you guys that don't know, if you look through this at a target that's 100 yards away, the dot is going to appear to be 2 inches in size on that target. Okay, so it's a 2-inch size dot at 100 yards, which is definitely pretty much all that you need for an optic that's of this type. Okay, so you know, a fighting optic, something that's going to be quick acquisition, quickly acquire the dot and put the dot on your target, pull the trigger. That's pretty much all this is meant for. It's not meant for super long range, but you know, really, this is a 200 yard or less optic, and for fast acquisition of that 2 MOA dot, I think that's pretty well standard, pretty well accepted that a 2 MOA dot is about right for that. Now, let's talk about a couple of the downsides that I don't really like about the Trijicon. One is the fact that the dot is not the cleanest that I've seen, okay? This optic ran me about 550 bucks, okay? So it's a $550 optic, and you can get them for, you know, you can get them for a little cheaper than that. You can get them sub 500 bucks, but that's without a mount, okay? As you see it right here, this is about a $650 setup right here. If you're to buy it pretty well at MSRP, you're looking at about $600 to $650 right here with the Midwest Industries mount that I have on this. And this mount, guys, is just phenomenal. Okay, Midwest Industries is just a great company that puts out super high quality mounts. So there's a prop to Midwest Industries. But with the setup you see here is over $600. Okay. For $600, I would expect to have a little bit cleaner dot. I'm a little bit disappointed, guys, in the fact that I do see some kind of starburst type stuff coming off of that dot here in the center. You can't see that really on camera, but I get a little bit of a halo effect and a little bit of starburst pattern. Now, my astigmatism, which I have, which is very, very slight, it doesn't usually mess me up with red dots. I don't usually see like an oblong dot or anything like that. To me, this dot is very round, okay? But I do get a little bit of starburst flares coming off of the dot, and I get a little bit of a halo effect with it. And to me, that's a little disappointing. I really expected a lot cleaner dot for the price that I paid for this Trijicon. So that's one of the things that I'm calling a downside to it. The other thing that I find to be a negative with this dot is the fact that it is slightly magnified. And I don't know if you guys can see that if I move it around a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see that it distorts just a tad bit. I don't know if that's going to come across on camera. But they say that this is a one-time magnification, which is pretty much no magnification, right? There's zero magnification to this. That is not necessarily true. I perceive it to be like a 1.1 or 1.2 times magnification. It is just enough magnification that if I'm engaging targets out to about 100 yards, I've noticed that it messes with me a little bit. And what I mean by that is, when I shoot a red dot, I shoot it with both eyes open. Okay, I use both eyes open. Now, if one of my eyes, meaning my left eye, which I'm not looking through the optic with, is having no magnification, and my right eye, which I am looking through the optic, and that is slightly magnified, it kind of makes my brain kind of go back and forth. Like I feel like my brain is like trying to figure out what to focus on. And that to me slows my shots down a little bit, and it is something that I've noticed that it messes with me with. Now, if I close my left eye and I shoot through this at 100 yards without looking through without having both eyes open, it doesn't mess with me at all. It only really messes with me if I'm shooting with both eyes open, which I usually do with a red dot. Okay, and that's kind of how you really do shoot with a red dot, is with both eyes open. So I do find that to be slightly annoying, and I do think that it does inhibit my speed a bit when I'm looking at targets that are further away. Okay, when I'm shooting at targets like about 100 yards and out, it does kind of make my eyes do a little wonky stuff trying to figure out which image to focus on. Okay, and to me that's a negative. All right, it is. So that's a couple things that I don't like about the Trijicon MRO. So what does it come with? Well, this one again, I have it set up with that excellent quick detach from Midwest Industries. Now I bought it with no mount, okay, because I knew that I was going to put a quick detach on it. As far as I know, Trijicon doesn't have its own quick detach mount that they make for it. There's a couple companies that do. It comes in this hugely oversized case, okay? It's a small little red dot. Like, why are they? I don't know. It's just Trijicon's in your face with it, right? So they have a huge box that it comes with, which is kind of nice. I mean, it's a nice box. You can use it for other things, you know, especially when you have your mount on your rifle. You can use it as a storage bin. I don't think it's waterproof, but it's a really nice thing. It comes with a nice cloth, okay? It does come with a flush mount. So I guess it did come with a mount, but it came with a flush mount that I could use on like an AK or something like that. Came with a sticker, Trijicon sticker. I think that's screws that come with the mount. And then it comes with its manual and a couple other like warranty things or something like that. So product registration and whatnot. So that's what it comes with. Nothing super fancy. But I do like the box. I think it is nice. It is oversized. You don't really need anything that big. But yeah. So it locks down. Nice little case. So that's what it comes with. So overall, guys, what do I think about the Trijicon MRO? Well, I think that it's a very, very robust design. I think it's simple, which is really, really nice. 30 meters waterproof, 5-year battery life, 2 MOA dot. I think that's really, really awesome. Downsides is that the dot is not the cleanest I've ever seen. It's not super unclean, okay? I don't want to overstate the fact that it's a little bit dirtier dot than I've seen on other equally priced and cheaper dots, okay? But yeah, it's a little bit, the dot's a little bit dirty. I don't like the fact that it has slight magnification to it, and the fact that it also is very, very expensive. It is $500 or more for the MRO. So, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, if you're going to spend that much money, you got to be dang sure that you're going to really, really like it. Do I regret buying this for the rifle? No, I will not change this out. I think that it really is a fantastic red dot. I think that I think it's gonna hold up. It's gonna serve me really well on this rifle. I won't get rid of it. Now, if I had to do it all over again, I probably still would buy the MRO. But you know, on a satisfaction level, okay, for the money, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Okay, now if you can get this for the $400 to $450 range, it would move it up to really like an 8.5, maybe a 9 out of 10. Okay, but for the money, I'm going to give it about a 7 out of 10. Okay, so there you go, guys. There's the Trijicon MRO. If you guys have any questions, okay, if you have any questions, technical questions, anything else that you want to ask me about the MRO or the Project Lightweight Carbine, hit me up in the comment section down below, and I'll try to get back to you. I do follow my videos for at least a week, usually after I post them, so I will get back to you on those. I can't get back to everybody once the video gets really old, just because there's a ton of people that ask repetitive questions, and I just can't answer every single one of them. But if you guys have any question, leave it down below. Don't forget to like the video, guys, if you do like what you see, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos just like this in the future. And you know what, guys? Follow me up on Instagram if you do, okay? If you guys Instagram, hit me up there at DocTacDad. I really, really appreciate it. And as always, guys, thanks very, very much for watching, and we'll catch you guys next video. See ya. Alright, guys, rifle is together. It's going on the scales for the first time. Let's take a look and see what it looks like. 5.68 pounds. Holy cow.
Right at 5 pounds.
Dude, that is awesome. That is awesome.
And what was the lightest one that we had?
The lightest one we have is the Christensen Arms. Should we check it?
Yeah, let's see that one back on. So this one's basically at 5.